scrapbooks and albums. They come in all different shapes and sizes. And look at this adorable little album down here. Juliana Hudgens joins us, and you're going to show us how to make this little album, right?
It's so sweet.
It is. It's really sweet. It makes you just want to open it up and look and see what's inside.
That's right, and it's a perfect gift. And it's really a great item that you can make yourself. Super easy to make. The way that I started was I went ahead and I actually used an embossing folder to emboss this bingo card right here. And then I distressed it with some green ink, which I thought was a lot of fun to use a different color other than brown. So that was really neat. And then I die cut my base. So I die cut the front and the back of the album.
Right.
So what we did then was we just take this little bingo card and we're going to place that on the top of the front because we want it to be nice and pretty. Whoops.
There you
we'll
go.
just get it all aligned there. There we go. So that's really, that's where we start.
Okay.
Then we have other embellishments that we want to cut using our dies.
Right. So this is going to be the cover, right?
That's going to be our
cover.
cover.
You'd also use the same shape for your inside pages.
Exactly, and for the back side.
cover.
So we have all of those components, and now what we want to do, like I said, is go ahead and cut
Make all the little fun
elements. Yes, yes. So we're using a die cutting machine, and we have our cutting pad. We have our very thick die here, which means that I can cut a really thick piece of material. So when I place that over, I want to make sure that all parts of the image are covered. Then I'm going to take the next cutting pad, make a nice little sandwich, insert that into the machine, and roll.
Okay. Now I notice there's other designs on that die. So when you have a die, it's not just one design, it's 3, 4, sometimes 5 or 6 coordinating designs that you get.
Exactly. And so the really great thing too is, well, first of all, I would not get rid of that negative cut.
Oh, definitely not.
And we have our positive cut right here. And yes, and on this particular die, there happens to be 1, 2, 3, 4 different images that I could cut out. So yes, there's a lot of different things you could cut. So I'm going to hand that to you. And in fact, while I do my next cut, you know what? Maybe you could do the little icing onto the key so that it sets and dries.
Oh, okay. I can be doing that.
You could play with that, and I'll go ahead and do the die cutting. Once again, take the cutting pad, take your die. I've got that nice chipboard again with some decorative paper. We're just going to put that over the bird, so I want to make sure all of those points are covered.
Okay, and then also on that die you have a bird on there, but I also see a bird cage.
Yes, a bird cage. And then we're going to insert that into the die cutting machine. Once again, roll. Take that out, and we have our bird. Oh, what a great cut. Look at this. How sweet.
Oh, he really
Isn't that
is.
nice?
Yeah, I know. I love birds.
And once again, I love saving my negative cuts.
Well, it's also a stencil.
Sure. Oh, I like that.
And we can,
Perfect. All right.
Lots
so
more
you
opportunities for another day. I have this keyhole. Now, this one is dry already.
Okay.
We'll set this aside.
So what we also did over here, Julie, was, you know, we have our cover, and then we have all of our pages that we pre-cut. And then we have our back, and right here we actually stamped.
Okay, so you used a rubber stamp for this.
Used a rubber stamp, and then we also used a pretty little distressed doily. And we just want to add that to the back here.
Oh, it's very sweet.
Isn't that nice? And then I just want to point out that we did hole punches as well, because if you bring this one over, you can see this is where, this is where the rings would go. And so we could just open up to the back page really quick. There it is. And then we could just start to finish the top.
With all the other embellishments.
With all of the other embellishments. We have a pre-cut piece right here.
Now, does this go on
the
here?
Key. You know what? That one goes on the inside back here. So it actually shoots out, and it's got some tape here.
Oh, okay.
So let's take that off. Double-sided tape. And that just sits right here. Isn't that neat?
That sits at the
It's like an
back.
arrow, yeah. So that's really fun. And then we'll close it, go back
I
to
love
the
that
top.
idea. Okay.
And, well, we have 2 birds now. What to do with all of our birds?
Oh, we'll find a
So-
use for another one. That's not a problem.
So there's one of our birds, and we have our bow.
And then
And
a little bit of
little
grass.
moss, and we have 2 pre-cut flowers and some leaves.
Okay. Now the leaves are felt. Okay.
That's right.
So
And you
how
could
about-
absolutely cut felt with your dies as well.
Uh-huh. Well, let me go ahead, if you don't mind. I'll be sticking some of this felt down. We'll put the leaves
Okay,
down.
great. And those go right over below the.
Do they go under the bird?
They
or
go
on top of it?
under the bird. So
Oh, but on
yeah,
top of the branch.
exactly.
There we go. And then
That's perfect.
These are little
Yeah.
little flowers.
And you know what? I will hold these. Let's give that little birdie a
Let's
little
stick
glue.
him in place, right? We don't want him to fly away. There we go.
Another great project that you can work with somebody on, whether they be a little child or a good friend. And then we can put the moss.
Okay. We'll give him a little. Actually, I'm going to put the glue right here.
Do you like that? Okay, there you go.
Is that
and then
good?
the moss.
Okay.
And then the
You know,
flowers.
and then we add the flowers. Let's take a
Okay.
final
Oh,
look
yeah,
at the
let's do
project.
that.
And you have some other things with birds and also the bird cage.
Yes. So we have the journal, then we have the little bird cage with the bird in it. That would make a great tag on a gift.
It would.
We have a wonderful wall hanging, again with the bird cage, the bird and the key elements. And this butterfly, so beautiful.
It's beautiful. I love
Great
the
way.
filigree
Yeah.
look. Yeah.
Just to
And
accent a vase.
I love the bird and the bird cage. That's a nice little ornament too.
Right. Perfect.
Juliana, thank you so much.
You're welcome.